to start this thing. And the 49er hands team does its job. They tried to give this home crowd something to cheer about early, but it failed. I don't know, maybe you try that on the road to get some momentum. What about here at home?
Would agree with you totally on that. I think at home, you don't ever want to put your fans in a position where they're questioning what you're doing. And right now, they have to be in the stand saying, why would we even do that? We're already behind you. You don't need us anymore. And this one, boy, an unsuccessful attempt, that could really change momentum of this game in a hurry.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
He'll buy some time right. Open man is Samuel, complete. And they're able to get this one past the 30 to the 25-yard line. Purdy to throw it on first down. He's going to drop this down to McCaffrey. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. From the 13 now, they work on first and 10. Purdy. And he holds it in the end zone. Touchdown, San Francisco. Juwan Jennings from 13 yards out. And the Niners put the night's first points on the board as they take the early lead. Well, they spoke about the importance of getting off to a good start, and they're on their first drive, Charles, into the end zone for the touchdown.
And what an advantage for them. They're already clicking one drive in, didn't need to wait to get up to full speed. We had heard about the extra time they put in with each other, trying to learn each other's skills, what they like, the whole deal, and it paid off early in this one. I would expect them to keep firing on the next drive and keep that connection going.
Jake Moody to kick off for the 49ers.
So after the made field goal by Moody, he's back out to kick this one away. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24.
The Niners take over first and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
Purdy going to lead the 49ers to the line, first and 10 at their own 24. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. He's got the hook up downfield to Samuel. Still going inside the 20. Touchdown, 49ers! Deebo Samuel, 76 yards. And the 49ers are able to strike back quickly with an opening touchdown of their own. Well, go ahead and strap in, partner. Less than 2 minutes in, had the score on the one side. A quick answer, though, to get the equalizer.
Sometimes you get that sense of urgency that ratchets up, right? When you give up an early touchdown like that, you just know you're like, okay, how do we go back and equalize things? Can we get it done fast? And they absolutely did. Essentially, we're back to even, aren't we?
So following the touchdown, here's Moody back out to send it away. And we'll see a return here from the end zone. And the decision to bring it out, not a good one, as he's tackled at the 15. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. The drive begins with a run by McCaffrey. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 15. 2nd and 9. Purdy now to throw off the play action. This will be caught at Samuel. And he'll be corralled well upfield right around the 40-yard line.
It's a gain of 25 yards.
And they'll send the tight end in motion here. On first down, Purdy. And that'll be incomplete. We do have a penalty flag down, however. Let's see what that's about. So they take the flag and the yardage that comes with it. Purdy off the play fake. The first catch of the game for George Kittle. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. Play action, now Purdy. They'll roll him out right. He'll get just a yard on the scramble. It's second down.
I'm not quite sure what he thought he saw there, but the reality was certainly a much different picture than what he anticipated. And give credit to the defense. They were down on the flash when he broke out of there, and they forced him out with almost nothing to show for his efforts.
And this is incomplete. Oh, that looked like a sure 6 points, but he could not get that to stick, and that is a golden opportunity wasted there. Play action, and now here's Purdy to throw it. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers 16. Back to the ground attack here. It's McCaffrey. And he tried to bounce it outside, but they'll stop him behind the line. They'll have to deal with a 2nd and 14 now after the loss. In motion goes the tight end. Purdy now to throw. And it's caught. And he's brought down after a very nice gain. They'll try to run it in, going option right. And holding it may be the wrong decision as he stopped in the backfield. Now a timeout called for by the defense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Purdy bootlegging it. That'll be caught by Ayuk. Touchdown 49ers. A 5-yard touchdown catch. And the 49ers are once again back in front. And a play fake down near the goal line here worked out well.
Anytime you can make them think that you're going to run the ball and go to that play action pass, you see the end result, usually a touchdown.
Is that harder? Is the play fake harder to defend for the defense near the goal line or no? Because there's not as much room to work with.
It is harder because down near the goal line, you're thinking much more of a running play, especially if people run out big formations, so it is harder to defend.
And the formula there on the 2-point try, they go 5 wide, not even the option to hand the ball off. They got it.
They tried to create space, and there isn't a whole lot of it there. For the defense, what you're trying to do is make sure that if they're going to catch the ball, make them catch it behind you because they run out of space with the back line. But in this case, the offense figured it out.
Yeah, that'll be a little too hot to handle as it will skip through the end zone for a touchback here. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. Well, partner, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen.
So the incompletion, and now it's 2nd and 10, again from the 25-yard line. Purdy looking to throw. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Well, they approached this drive with a lot of confidence after the last one ended up as a touchdown. But incompletions on their first 2 throws has them huddling up and trying to figure out a big play here on 3rd down to get their momentum going again.
Purdy with it on 3rd and long. And the Niners get there and bring him down. And how about this? 4th and long, and they're going to go for it. They'll go for it. Here's Purdy. And they hit him as he throws, as this one's going to go straight down to the turf. Incomplete. Boy, a real head-scratcher there. And now the football's going to go over, already being placed at the 15-yard line. They'll start out here with a jet sweep. It's a 49er touchdown. Debo Samuel, a 15-yard touchdown grab. And the 49ers are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. So that pretty conclusively, I might add, shows you the perils of going for it and not making it on fourth down. One play, touchdown.
Yeah, and I've got to put this on the man in charge, the head coach. He made the decision to go for it. To me, when punting was the only decision to make, and it backfired on him in a big way.
Moody good with the extra point, and the lead now up to 14. So here's Moody back out there now to send this one away. And that one bounces out of the back of the end zone, so we'll start the drive at the 25 on the touchback. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive.
Charles, we know that this offense is aggressive. We saw that last drive. They went for it on fourth down, didn't get it. Then they give up the touchdown, so now you feel like they really need to respond here.
They certainly do, but let's face it, sometimes when you take that risk, you understand if you fail, a little more onus goes back on your ball club to try and pick themselves back up.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
Purdy from the gun.
Again to the big tight end, George Kittle. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll leave him with a second and just a few inches left.
Throwing here, Purdy.
Well, that's into a sea of bodies, and it's intercepted. And they'll set up shop in enemy territory at the 45-yard line.
A lot of bodies there in the middle of the field, and that one intercepted.
Yeah, he's looking for his tight end running a drag route across the field, and normally you'd like him to work a little bit further outside. Here the throw is a little early, and it winds up in the hands of the defender.
Here's Purdy on 1st and 10. Escaping the pressure right. They'll set up the screen to McCaffrey. And he's going to get this inside the 30. 18 yards, first down Niners.
And when you have success throwing the football, the old cliche becomes true. The playbook opens up wide, and these screen passes, they become even more difficult to stop.
From the shotgun to McCaffrey. And across the chalk, into the end zone, it's a 49er touchdown.
Christian McCaffrey.
27 yards. And the Niners take a 3-touchdown lead.
Well, they've done a pretty good job keeping him in check to that point, but he finally breaks off a nice run here and gets into the end zone.
And it just takes one, doesn't it, partner? That can undo a lot of good work that a defense has done to that point. You break.
Oh, they flip it to the kicker. He looks like he's going to throw it. It's caught inside the 10.
Well, I have to admit, I'm scratching my head a little bit here trying to make sense of what I just saw. Number one, huge lead. Just kick the extra point and be done with it. Number two, if you are going to go for two, just line up and go for it from the 2-yard line. Why make it so difficult? That's a long way to go to try and pick up some points.
And he'll get to the 30-yard line before going out of bounds.
The Niners take over 1st and 10 at their own 30-yard line.
Let's go. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway.
And we'll see if they can bounce back from that last drive. In particular, if they can bounce back at the quarterback position, Charles, after throwing their first interception.
Oh, everything falling apart now. Another one intercepted. Picked off by Tashawn Gibson.
And the Niners are going to have the short field here as they'll take over right at the 50. Purdy going to lead the 49ers to the line. 1st and 10.
Right at the 50-yard line. They'll try and start this drive in the air.
And that one into the hands of Ayuk downfield.
Touchdown!
Brandon Ayuk.
2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far.
And the 49ers are able to add on to their first half lead.
Well, this is exactly where I expect teams to take a shot. Right after a turnover, you count on the defense being a little bit jumbled coming out on the field, maybe catch them back on their heels, and that's exactly what they did there. They threw it downfield and really created a big play.
Yeah, you said jumbled. They were the definition of jumbled defensively. One play and into the end zone.
Jake Moody to kick off for the 49ers.
So after the made field goal by Moody, he's back out to kick this one away. And he'll elect not to run with it. And a fair catch on the kickoff will move the ball to the 25. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back. But make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Now on first down, it's Purdy. The same target, same result. It's Kittle. And he's out of bounds as he gets this down to the 45. Second and a couple.
8 yards on the pickup. Brings up 2nd and 2.
In motion left goes Jennings. A second down throw for Purdy. That one a broken play, but it ends up being a good play. The scramble goes for 20. They're going to need to get up and set in a hurry.
At the 25-yard line.
Purdy looking to throw on first down here. Now he steps away. Give him a couple on the scramble. It's second down. Looking to speed things up here, going with some tempo.
A gain of 2. Brings up 2nd.
They'll send the tight end in motion. Now Purdy. Flush to his right. And Purdy finds a way to move the chains. He slides to a stop, and he's got the first down.
First and goal at the 9-yard line.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Touchdown 49ers. Brandon Ayuk, a 9-yard touchdown grab. And the Niners get a late score here in the final minute of the first half.
Well, that touchdown certainly helps, but they've got to go ahead and convert, get to the half, and figure out how to keep chopping down this lead in the second, don't they?
Yeah, they still need to regroup, and they still need to end the second quarter strong. A little bit of time left. And he is going to be stopped short of the goal line. Oh, they'll mark him inside the 1. He just couldn't keep churning those extra few inches, and the 2-point attempt is turned aside. And the 49er hands team does its job. A second quarter onside kick there that failed. Is that something that maybe they had dialed up before this game started?
It feels like it, doesn't it? That they thought they had the right situation, you know, and the right approach in going after it. Also may signal that they feel like they have the superior team, that they can try these sorts of things and it won't come back and hurt them later.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. Now it's 2nd and 10. They'll bring one of the tight ends in motion left. Purdy will set up to throw it here. And he will find his man, Samuel. The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts, as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the first half.
First down, 49ers.
So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. Up the gut, McCaffrey. And he'll get 7 yards from the 17 to the 10 before he's taken down. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. Facing a 2nd and 3. Ball on the 10.
Steps away to his left. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. A chance to really cap off a big first half here as they come up on 1st and goal. Final play of the half. Purdy rolling to his left. And incomplete. Time for a break. We've hit halftime. 2 quarters down. 2 still remain. We step aside. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaughan. The 49ers going to have the football and trailing on the scoreboard as we get back underway on EA Sports. And out a little across the 25 to the 27.
The Niners take over 1st and 10.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway.
Well, they look up at the scoreboard facing that deficit. A 3-score game, Charles, but look, there's plenty of time to go here. The old football cliche that comes to my mind is you can't get it all back at once. They probably need something, though, out of this drive, at least 3 points.
Are you trying to say that there's no 3-score drive on that play sheet for any of those coordinators? They just don't have it, right? You're trying to get it all back. You know you can't get it back in one drive. But maybe cut into it a little bit as you just suggested. Try and create a little bit of momentum, a little bit of a spark, and then maybe that'll carry over.
In motion is Gray. Purdy to throw it on 1st down.
This one caught by Kittle. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3.
That's another 49ers. 1st and goal at the 3-yard line.
And they'll get him down just shy of the goal line at about the 1. 2 of their 3 red zone trips so far they've come up empty on. They'll look to reverse that trend on 2nd and goal. Now they send the tight end in motion left.
Back to throw, Purdy.
Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Now we got 3rd and goal coming up, and couldn't you imagine being in that huddle, partner? You know they're looking at each other saying, we can't come away with just 3 points after this drive.
Yeah, they've covered a lot of ground. They want more than that 3.
McCaffrey will score. Touchdown, 49ers. So the 2nd down run didn't work. They run it again on 3rd down and get in. I wasn't sure if they might pass it, Charles. We know that they like to mix it up down here around the goal line.
Yeah, almost felt like the offensive line said, forget mixing it up. Let's call our favorite running play over our best blockers, and let's get this one in.
And now this is right in Kyle Shanahan's wheelhouse. He'll go for 2 here. They're going to keep it on the ground. And he'll get in for the score. And that's going to cut the lead down to 13.
Niners 35, 49ers 22. Jake Moody to kick off.
So following the touchdown, here's Moody back out to send it away. And this is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone. And the decision to come out of the end zone is going to cost him 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 20. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. They were terrific in the first half, built up a sizable lead, and it's just been cut into a bit following the opening drive score on the other side. But this is a unit that has to be itching to get the football again.
And you can say that again. They've got to be pretty eager because, let's face it, they've had to sit through halftime, then sit on the sidelines and watch that drive. So you can bet that they're saying, let's get on with this. We got to go out there and get some more points.
He'll rumble for about 6 up across the 20 to the 22.
Getting had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end.
3rd and 9 here.
McCaffrey on the counter. And he is out of bounds right around the 34.
52 yards now on the ground on just 7 carries.
So that's what that elbow in my ribs was all about. You thought they were going to throw the ball as well.
Absolutely. I think everybody thought they were throwing the football, caught him off guard.
Yeah, I'm telling you, when you have the courage to make that type of a play call, a lot of times you actually get rewarded.
A quick throw to the left flat, and he's got it. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. From the 42 now, here's 2nd and 2.
McCaffrey running up the middle. And very little daylight there. He'll get a couple up to the 44.
Brandon, we talk all the time about those hybrid players, guys who can do more than one thing. And I think if you're playing strong safety in the NFL today, you are a true hybrid. Part linebacker, part cover guy.
And coming up, sticking his nose in the mess there and making a nice play defensively.
That's to McCaffrey, complete. And he'll be brought down on what's going to turn out to be the final play of this 3rd quarter. So from inside Niner territory now, this is 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. A handoff, McCaffrey running right. And he's out of bounds as he gets this down to the 45. They give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
Now, I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely, you want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
That is caught. Down inside the 10. And finally taken down at the 4-yard line. A good chance now to put this game on ice. This is 1st and goal. And they'll try the option on 1st and goal. And maybe the wrong read there as he's going to go down immediately. A loss of 2 there, 2nd down. And not a lot of success to be found there.
Oh, you got that right, partner, because if you're trying to make guys miss about 10 yards or so downfield, that's a pretty good play. But if you've got to do it in your own backfield, I consider that a problem. That doesn't work too well.
A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
In any event, it happened pretty quickly. I'm not sure he made the right decision on that one. I think if he had it to do over again, he would have found a different target downfield. But he made his decision, and that one's incomplete.
McCaffrey. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, San Francisco.
Christian McCaffrey
with his 2nd touchdown of the night.
And the Niners have put this one to bed here in the 4th quarter. Well, he finishes off the drive with a touchdown run, Charles. Remember, he also had a catch on this drive as well.
And that's what running backs want to be in today's NFL, a complete back. 3 downs, stay on the field, run it, and catch it. And he gets it done.
And they don't get it. They tried for the 2-point conversion there, but unsuccessful.
Niners 41, 49ers 22. Jake Moody to kick off for the 49ers.
So here's Moody back out there now to send this one away. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
The Niners take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
And he's going to have a Niners first down as the tackle made at about the 43-yard line. Purdy off the play fake. He'll fire this deep for Ayuk. And he's going to be intercepted for the third time thus far. Isaiah Oliver with the INT. And the 49ers are going to take over at their own 30-yard line. Purdy going to lead the 49ers to the line. 1st and 10 right at the 30. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. The incompletion there stops the clock. Any surprise they're throwing here late?
Ordinarily, yes, because you would think enough is enough. They've got plenty of lead, but I've seen this a bunch of times as well. The defense is going to crowd the line of scrimmage. If you just hand it off inside, you're getting your running back popped a lot as well. Sometimes the defense dictates it. If they're going to crowd it, you may have no other choice but to throw it downfield.
Play action. Now Purdy. Down under 2 minutes to go in this football game. Oh, that'll be incomplete. Oh, he took a shot as he let that go. And it's going to bring up a third down. Purdy. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. Now he's into the clear again. Touchdown, 49ers. Christian McCaffrey, 65 yards. As his guys are able to push that lead out a bit further. Well, forget about the weapons out wide. He knows he's got another weapon in the backfield in the passing game, Charles, and he utilized him perfectly on that play.
And the offense coordinator showed me something on that play, Brandon, because so often during a game, our cameras find them looking down at their play sheets, and you wonder if they're absorbing anything. He had something specific in mind, and he went to it, and it worked well.
And unable to connect. They don't get the two-point conversion here.
I know we could sit up here and dance around it a little bit, but going for two in this situation, somebody doesn't like someone else. There's no doubt in my mind.
Well, what they couldn't see is you lean back in your chair and you went, yeah, that's not a good decision. They didn't get it, though.
Yeah, I don't think you can just say, well, my kicker's hurt in this one. No, okay.
The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
1st and 10 at the 46-yard line.
On first down, Purdy. And for the fourth time tonight, it's an interception. Picked up by Talanoa Hufanga. And a huge return as he'll take this one all the way down inside the 30-yard line.
They'll take over 1st and 10 at the 27-yard line.
That one looks like he'll throw here. And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Picked up by Talanoa Hufanga. And the Niners will take over here at their own 14-yard line.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway.
Well, this game, it has had no shortage of offense. They've been able to put up a decent amount of points on this side, Charles. They just have not been able to keep pace with the other offense they're going against here.
Yeah, that's a good way of pointing things out because now it's not a total loss because, as you said, they've scored some points, so there's some plays they can build on, moments where the game plan actually worked. But overall, though, they were just out-personnel. They were going up against a team that's playing at an elite level.
Now San Francisco going to call their second timeout as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in the football game.
Purdy looking to throw.
And, oh, my goodness, here's a 5th interception. Isaiah Oliver with the INT. And he'll take it across midfield to the 46-yard line. And you have to wonder, Charles, a game like this, 5 interceptions, what does this do to the psyche of a young quarterback?
But based on the fact that he's still out there and he threw a 5th interception, I'm wondering if his head coach believes that he's really strong mentally and wants him to play through it. Because otherwise, you need...
And this is caught. And he takes it in for the score on the game's final play, so it doesn't affect the outcome, but a little whipped cream on top to their ending.
Or as our friends in Bayou Country would say, that's a little lagniappe, a little extra on top.
Well, partner, under the lights in primetime, this offense, they gave the nation quite a show, putting up that many points to come away with what will certainly be a memorable win for them.